Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog, which might be a short one today because I really just want to show you a chart. I watched the White House press briefing today. By the way, I had said in an earlier vlog that these press briefings, Kayleigh McEnany's briefings, that they're every, I think I said Monday and Wednesday around 1 o'clock. But it turns out that's not true. It varies because I'm recording this on Thursday, so I saw a press briefing on Thursday. I guess you're going to have to go to the website for C-SPAN. They have a little box you click at the top, says schedule, and then you click on that, and then you get today's events. You scroll down a list, and if there's going to be a White House press briefing, it'll be listed there and the scheduled time, which has never been accurate in my experience so far. They're usually at least a half hour late, sometimes more. But that's where you find out about these briefings. Now, about today's briefing, it was another one of these times when, just like almost every briefing, it's almost entirely hostile questions, and they all seem to be focused on implying that the Trump administration is not doing its job. Today we had a number of questions, almost the same question over and over about coronavirus, about the number of cases and what is Trump doing about it, yada, yada, yada. They never talk about the death rate, the mortality rate, which is the important statistic, because we're doing a lot of testing, we're getting a lot of cases that we're finding, but we're finding them early and we're catching them, and they are not resulting in deaths. This chart I'm going to show you is a chart that I wish Kayleigh McEnany would show at a press briefing, at every press briefing, and Trump should show it too and challenge the press to report it. In fact, if I were Trump, I would ask for 5 minutes of national TV time and just show that chart. Show that chart saying that the media, the mainstream media, they're misleading you, or they at least are misinforming you, or just not informing you at all. Because, well, look at this chart. As you can see, it is the case fatality rate of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. You can see the European Union and the United States. You can see that the European Union is way up there near the top. The United States is way down near the bottom. At any rate, much lower than the European Union, the collection of all the members, the 27 members of the European Union. We are much, much lower. You still see these comparisons made by the press of us against various European countries, saying that we're doing worse because they only talk about the number of cases. But the cases don't matter. The number of cases don't matter nearly as much as how many people are dying from them, and we are much lower than the European Union, as you can see from that chart. Now, one more note about this chart, because I always link to these things. When I use something, I cite something, I put in the description, I put a link so that you can go see the original information for yourself. But this one, you're going to have to do a little work if you go to the link that I provided. And I also am repeating this instruction in the description below the link, because this chart, as I'm showing it, doesn't exist. If you go to the website, the Our World of Data website, and you look for this chart, case fatality rate of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, you're going to see a chart that looks a little bit different, because what it's going to show is individual countries, some European countries and some other countries, and the United States. You'll see Italy, Spain, and Germany. Those are the only European Union members that are on that chart as you look at that chart. And as you can see, just on that matter, we are much lower than Italy, and Spain, and we are even lower than Germany, one of the countries that gets cited so much that we have more cases than Germany. And if you look at this chart, yes, more cases, but a far lower mortality rate. Now, what you have to do to get the chart that I showed you is, if you look on the upper right-hand corner of that chart, there is a little box that says Add Countries. You click on that, and then you're going to get a long list of countries with a number of boxes checked off. You have to uncheck all of those boxes unless you want to see data for those countries or you want to see them on the chart. But you have to uncheck all of those boxes except for the United States. And then you look on that same list and you find European Union and you check that box. And then you'll have the United States and the European Union. You'll have a chart just like the one that I just showed you. I'm giving you all that detail because I don't want people going to that webpage and saying, hey, I couldn't find that chart. It doesn't exist. Are you making this up? No, I'm not making it up. The data is there. And by the way, there is also a data table, I believe, below the chart if you want the raw numbers. But the data that I just gave you, that chart is accurate, but it doesn't display that way when you open the page, when you go to that page originally, but you go to the right and you can select and deselect individual countries and the European Union, and obviously among the countries the United States, and you can recreate the chart that I just showed you, or any chart that you want actually. And one final point, or we could call it one final nail in the coffin, this shows how irresponsible the media are. They are, I have to say, it's deliberate. They are deliberately not giving you that chart that I just showed you, that information that I just showed you, because they want to hurt Trump. They want to make it look like he is not doing his job, and we have all these cases when they are a result of him doing his job, doing a lot of testing, and we are getting a very low mortality rate. And one thing I would like to get, if it's not too much trouble, is thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments, questions, suggestions for future topics? There's an area below the video where you can put all that stuff in, and you could subscribe. I love getting subscribers, but most of all, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you again, and until I do see all of you again, bye.